Good afternoon, all our Urban Cast viewers. We're live in the city of Pineville at the Town Hall Museum. This place has been placed on the National Register. This is the unveiling of the placard. We will give you a complete tour of the facilities. Again, we're located in Pineville, Louisiana. We have all our dignitaries. How you doing, young man?
Now, man, you got this thing figured out.
Oh,
No
yeah.
wonder.
That's it.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool.
Mike Johnson, what do you got to say about it? I'm going to go ahead and do an interview with you. We have our representative, Mike Johnson, live here at the unveiling. What do you say about this proud moment in
I
Pineville?
think it's good that we remember our past. And this building is something that I've known since before I was born. It was here, and that I recognize. And I think it's just good that we restore, recognize the beauties of the past, and what Pineville was, and what lessons we might be able to learn from it. And so it kind of sits here as a monument for our kids and for our grandkids to be able to see something about the history of Pineville that I think is not only pretty building, but it also recognizes the history of our city.
Thank you, Representative Johnson, for all the hard work that you do.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. How y'all doing? How you doing, young man? Good seeing you as well. It has been. Hey, man, all is well. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing
Hadn't seen you in many moons.
I know it.
Good deal. Good seeing you.
Hey, and I feel like a relic here since I was on the original committee that did the work for this. I'm looking around to see if I recognize anybody else here.
Let's talk about all the hard work that you done. You want to talk about it?
Well, there were a lot of people involved.
Can I?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm just glad to be here today to see the final works of getting it on the National Register. A lot of people in Pineville have over the years worked on this project, and I understand that finances do keep it from being open all the time. But our history is our history, and we just want to thank everybody who's had something to do with this beautiful, keeping this beautiful building.
And can you give the people your name?
I'm Martha Estrada Higgins.
Thank you, Miss Martha. We appreciate
But
you.
people probably know me better as Oberia Price's daughter.
All right then.
So,
Thank you so much for your hard work.
Amelia over there.
At this time, we want to thank all our sponsors. Math Makes Sense, uh, Longs Product. Ma'am, you're fine. Sadler Towing, National Tire and Auto.
You doing all right, man?
How you doing, young man? Good.
You're the official part of this thing. So anyway, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you agreed to make this just a little bit. I want to make this very, very brief. try to.
Oh, if I could have everyone's attention, I know it's warm out here and everything, but we appreciate you coming out. Some of you on real short notice to be here with us. It's a great day for us here in the city of Pineville. It's a great day for the different organizations and groups that have worked together to continue the efforts that you've seen on Main Street over the last couple of years, especially. But today to stand here in front of our Old Town Hall Museum, and we call it Old Town Hall very affectionately, not as a slight to it, but when you think about that, all of Pineville city government, fire, police, the mayor's office, all the taxation, everything that happened in the course of time for 43 years happened in this building. And they moved from this building in 1974 when they moved a couple of blocks up the road to where City Hall is now. So it is exciting to stand here because of an announcement that we're going to make in just a couple of minutes. But it's also very important because of the work that's been going on, thanks to our Pineville Downtown Development District, thanks to the involvement of a local construction company that took great care in working on bringing this building back to life. And I'm just so proud of that. But most of all, thankful that we have a Pineville City Council that supports the mayor and the administration in ideas sometimes that when they start, you're not sure how you're going to get to the end, but you do get to the end, and we're really just beginning here because of what we've done to structurally as well as on the inside, as you'll see, some of the things that have been done to bring it back to where we want to get it back into commerce as it nears its 100th year of being a building here on the corner of Main and Shamrock. I'm very thankful, as I mentioned, to our Pineville Downtown Development District. If you are a member of the PDDD, would you please raise your hand? They had a meeting before we came here. If you would, please give them a hand. Their executive director is also my chief administrative officer, Doug Gann, and I appreciate Doug's efforts in all of this. Standing next to a gentleman that was already a friend, but he has certainly endeared himself to a lot of members of the PDDD as well as the city of Pineville, and he is the head of Woolley Construction, Mr. Jay Woolley. I've had the opportunity to hear firsthand from Mike Tudor, from Tom David, others that have, I would say, been blown away by Mr. Woolley's knowledge of historical restoration and what he's been doing. So he was the right man for the job. And Jay, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for what you've done on the outside and what you've done on the inside. Thank you again for that. I'm also very honored to have our state representative from Pineville, Speaker of the House as well, Mr. Mike Johnson. Mike, good to have you with us. Also representing the Governor's Office of the Louisiana Office of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism, Ms. Bailey Hope. Paul Bailey Hall is here. You'll learn a little bit more in a minute of the part that she played as we get into that. I am going to ask Mr. Paul Price to come join me here in the center square, if you would. Paul, before you make your presentation, I have a presentation to make. And he didn't know we were going to do this. No one, I think, outside of my inner staff knew we were going to do this. But this is something we've been doing at city council meetings over the last 2 years, and it's called a Pineville Proud Award. And today was very fitting While we could have done it in a council meeting, I thought it was best to do it in front of your peers and in the folks that you've worked with to make this day happen. And this says this award is presented to Paul Price for your hard work and dedication in getting the Old Pineville Town Hall on the National Register of Historic Places. You are one of the reasons we are Pineville Proud. Thank you. This is for you to take with you, sir. And how about I put this back in the cover and then I'll give it to you. Okay. Mr. Price. Yes, sir. I'm going to ask Bailey Hall. I'm so glad she could be here today. As the Mayor just said, Bailey is the National Register Coordinator for the Office of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. Now, coordinator is the title that goes with her office. But whenever someone, like we, embark on applying for National Register status, she is the one who receives that application and processes it. And when it gets to a certain point, she becomes, in my view, coach. So she's the National Register coach, and she makes sure that if you've got a project that's worthy of National Register status, she's going to do everything she can to help get that day to the finish line. And I really want to thank her for her part of that. Very briefly, I'm going to take just a few minutes. I want you to know how this building came to be. I've got to yell because of the traffic, but there are four key individuals I want you to recognize. And the first one I'm going to hand to Bailey. This was the mayor who was elected in June 1930. His name was Rollo Charles Lawrence, R.C. Lawrence. He came into office on July 1st, 1930. And he had a vision. Part of his vision was to consolidate all the services, as the mayor just said a few minutes ago. The fire station, the police station, the mayor's office, the utilities office, the courtroom. All of those functions were scattered everywhere. Right here where we're standing now in 1930 was a wood frame fire station. Decided they wanted to build this building right here. So what did they do? They physically got equipment and moved that fire station back 100 yards so that they still had a fire station, but construction could take place. And so after they decided where to have it, then as the mayor too, your successors that yes, 90 years later. Few in between. Yes, sir. Yes. And so they hired an architect in September of 1930. This is who they hired. Now, all these people I'm going to show you were Pineville residents. They lived here. And I believe in 1930, this was the only architect in the town of Pineville. His name was C. Errol Barrett. He was a graduate of Tulane School of Architecture. He was not only president of the Architectural Society, he was president of the student body. So I'm telling you, this was an impressive young man when he graduated in 1918. But in 1930, they hired him. He drew the plans for this building, and he continued to hold on. They took bids on this building, and there was a construction company at that time, Tudor and Radcliffe. And I like Dr. Radcliffe, and Mike Tudor, these are actual descendants of these men. This is the son of J.E. Radcliffe.
Because he's older than me.
Yeah. and Mike is the grandson of Simon Tudor. They were the low bidders at $20,000 to build this building. And by the time all the change orders and everything came in, the actual price paid was just under
$20,000. And here was some more good news. The rest of the good news was they had the money in the bank. This is 1931. They had the money to pay for this building. They had issue a bond issue and then. So that was an amazing part of this. These are the 4 individuals. I tried to find descendants of Mayor Lawrence. I was unable. I contacted.
Only people? That's our.
I contacted his son, but he was not able to be here. He happens to be professor emeritus, School of Architecture at Tulane. So, we're very happy to have the descendants of the Tudor and Radcliffe family. Now, it took about 18 months for this whole process to run, but at the end of that, we got a letter. And it was Bailey herself who wrote the letter. I'm going to ask her to read the letter that she sent to me in April.
Just a quick word on what the National Register program is. You guys kind of see the back end of this as it's completed. And I know that I'm standing here in the middle of these two gentlemen, but Mr. Paul Price here is, deserves all the credit for this. Like he said, I am a coach in this process. The National Register is the state's list of historic resources, and that includes buildings, districts, sites, structures, objects, cemeteries, battlefields. It's a wide array of historic resources, and that is facilitated through our office on behalf of the National Park Service. But like I said, I get inquiries and I do help facilitate the process to the finish line, but it is really community members like Mr. Price that make this job possible, and recognizing the need to save our state's history. So, without further ado, on March 6th of 2024, the old Pineville Town Hall was officially entered into the National Register of Historic Places. And we have our certificate signed by the Lieutenant Governor. The National Park Service itself does not offer certificates, but our Lieutenant Governor signs these and we mail them. So this is for you guys.
Mayor, can I say something? And it's quick. And I think Bailey was in. I don't think you can appreciate what he did unless you had been in Baton Rouge. Michael Wynn and I were to hold his hand. He didn't need it. Paul spent hours and hours. The PDD voted $1,000 to authorize to pay because these things like this cost a lot of money. You hire somebody, it's several $1,000s. Paul never submitted an invoice, but now you can. And so he did it out of love. Now, he wanted help and answers, and you better be awake after midnight because that's when he works and communicates and then fusses if you hadn't responded by then. But I wish you could have seen the presentation in Baton Rouge in a huge room full of people. We were like number 2, Bailey, and Paul did a PowerPoint presentation that just knocked their socks off.
I'm sure you could play it in the museum.
Yeah. So if you talk about Pineville pride, Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I was proud to be from Pineville when Paul Price finished his presentation. So I wanted all of y'all to know we really owe him a big round of applause.
That's all I have to say, Mayor. We just wanted to present this to you. I hope it will be a place for it to be praised.
Oh, it will.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Cut in here.
Here it goes. Magic Roman.
I don't get to show cameras. I kept myself.
How you doing?
Good to see you, sir. Should be able to just pull it
Yes,
out.
sir. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Very exciting.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So you have it on display here with a solar-powered light. Again, a nice touch by Willie Construction, as well as mounted on the side of the building. Want to encourage you to go in, check the building out. It's not back to I can say 100% ready for tours just yet. We've got some work to do on the inside as far as city staff is concerned. But I will tell you, all day Saturday and all day Sunday, Mr. Woolley and his team was here working, putting the paint, the fire department yellow, putting the finishing touches on everything. And we're excited to get to work on the inside and get it back open again as it nears that 100 years of being in existence here on the corner of Main and Shamrock. Again, thank you for coming out. Thank you again to Mr. Paul Price, to the Lieutenant Governor's office, as well as to our Pineville Downtown Development District and our Pineville City Council. Thank you so much for making this day a reality. God bless you.
Again, we want to thank all our UrbanCast viewers for tuning in. We will get some footage on the inside, and we will post that later on. Thank you all. Stay safe and stay vigilant is our prayers.